So yesterday we talked about how the Seattle Mariners president Kevin Mather came out and said some of the dumbest things that I've ever seen a person involved in Major League Baseball ever say. And the reaction from the community was pretty much uniform. Everyone wanted him out as the president, and an update, it finally happened, but he resigned. So he pretty much said, "You can't fire me, I quit." So we're going to go ahead and break that down in just a few seconds. We also have Albert Pujols retiring from the game of baseball, maybe. So we'll talk about why that's a maybe in a few minutes. And also, there is a second video coming out today. It's an unboxing video. So in the first unboxing video, we were able to pull this guy right here. This Fernando Tatis Jr. rookie card is going for about $200. I pulled this card. I'm not going to show you. It's worth twice as much as this Tatis rookie, so it's going to be insane. Turn on your notifications. There's also going to be a giveaway in that video, so you don't want to miss it. So before we talk about Kevin Mather and Josh Donaldson dunking on him, it was a lot of fun. I can't wait to deep dive into it. Let's go ahead and bring up this picture right here. So Bryce Harper is taking some cuts for the Phillies in spring training, and he's using a custom bat, and there's a big debate on Twitter right now. Should Major League Baseball allow its players to wear custom cleats every single day, use custom bats? I am all for that, because to me the game of football is progressing so much faster than baseball because they're allowing their players to express themselves. Now, they don't let them go all the way to the furthest end of the spectrum. There's still going to be rules, but let me know in the comment section down below, would you like to see custom bats, or do you think that's a little bit too cheesy, a little bit too weird? So in yesterday's MLB recap, Kevin Mather said some of the dumbest things that a president could ever say, but it is going to benefit the game of baseball in the long run, because if you did not see what he said, let me go ahead and play the most important part: service time manipulation. This is going to play a key role in the CBA once it ends after the 2021 season, because right in the flesh, he's talking about holding players back and manipulating their service time.
We were a little short on players because there was no chance you were going to see these young players at T-Mobile Park. We weren't going to put them on the 40-man roster. We weren't going to start the service time clock. There were all kinds of reasons that if we would have had an injury problem or a COVID outbreak, you might have seen my big tummy out there in left field. You would not have seen our young players.
The same thing that happened to Chris Bryant, where he is now not going to be able to go into free agency until his 7th or 8th year in professional baseball because of arbitration and things like that, because he was manipulated in regards to service time. That could happen to a plethora of players going forward, but luckily, as Josh Donaldson stated, we now have evidence of presidents of Major League Baseball teams doing this to young prospects. I fully believe that they are going to play this in the center of the table and use it as a bargaining chip to try and really take back the power from the owners, because let's face it, the owners, in regards to service time and free agency, they have way too much power. A lot of people downplayed the fact that Kevin Mather also was very ignorant to the foreign players and his prospects, the fact that they're not going to be fluent in English right out the gate. A lot of people said it's not a big deal, but everyone agreed on this right here, that Kevin Mather had to go simply on the basis that he said out loud with his own mouth that he in fact practices manipulation, and of course, he's got to go. Go! Moving over to Albert Pujols retiring. So as we can see, a post from his wife over on Instagram, she pretty much said that this is the final year in one of the most illustrious careers in baseball. She has a really nice post. I've actually met her in person. She is a sweetheart. She's a saint. She does a lot of good for a ton of different people. But the thing about this is that my first initial reaction was, I know this is Albert Pujols' wife, so the source is pristine. You can't really question it, but I thought, why would she announce this, that he's retiring, and not the man himself? So a couple hours later, that post was actually edited to say this right here. So it went from the first post to it saying this is not an official retirement announcement. It's pretty much just saying that the contract is going to be over with the Angels after 2021. But if we take a look at his stats over the last few seasons, he has not been good, and also his legs are failing him. I mean, some would even say that he's not even really a major league player anymore. But if you're part of the younger generation, I don't want you to think that you can disrespect Albert Pujols, who is known as the Machine, because to put it in perspective, Joey Votto he might be the best first baseman of the last 10 years. He's won an MVP. He has been ridiculous. He's the Greek god of getting on base. But between Albert Pujols' 11-year peak and Joey Votto's 11-year peak, there's over a 20-WAR difference. That's how good Pujols was back in his prime. He was easily the most feared hitter in all of baseball for 11 to 13 years. And to be honest with you, the only person that you can compare him to at the first base position is Lou Gehrig. There's Gehrig, there's Pujols. You can make an argument all day long as to who's better, but in my opinion, Albert Pujols is the greatest first baseman in the history of baseball. So you better put some respect on his name. Even though his contract is not panning out and he's injured most of the time and he's not very good anymore, in his prime, he was one of the best ever. So we talked about this rookie card at the beginning of the video. Remember, a second video is coming out with an even more expensive pull. I just can't believe that this is happening. Cards are so much fun, but Fernando Tatis Jr. laughed yesterday in a press conference with the GM of the Padres because the only reason why he's even on the Padres is because they traded for him a couple years ago for James Shields. I mean, that's kind of funny.
The building process really started 5 years ago with the trade of James Shields to the White Sox for Fernando. The scouts that had an opportunity to see Fernando as...
Now, of course, we're laughing at the White Sox expense, but to be honest with you, the White Sox have done a really good job at building a super team. I mean, they went out and got Tim Anderson. Luis Robert is insane. They traded for Lance Lynn, and they acquired Liam Hendricks in free agency. So even though, yes, they traded Fernando Tatis Jr., having Tim Anderson as your shortstop, I mean, that's no small feat. He's insane. Now, one more thing I want to showcase about Fernando Tatis and the GM, I believe his name is AJ Preller. I could be wrong. I don't know his exact last name, but the fact that they have such a good dynamic, their chemistry is evident. I wanted to go ahead and show this because Nolan Arenado dipped out of Colorado for the exact opposite reason. He did not agree with the vision. He did not like the Rockies management at all, but Tatis and this guy, dude, they look like best friends.
And when you have a franchise player and a franchise talent, and an owner that both share a vision, play on that big stage year in, year out, you have a chance to do something really special. So he has a lot of nicknames: El Niño, Bebo, Nando, Tati, Junior. ¿Qué nombre más que tú tienes ahora?
Now, the final thing I want to talk about in today's video is actually some college baseball because Vanderbilt is stacked. I want you to pay attention to these two names, Jack Leiter and Kumar Rocker. These guys are going to go in the top 10 in the draft once they become eligible. They're pumping up prospects left and right between Dansby Swanson, Walker Buehler. Now you have Jack Leiter throwing 99. His windup and his delivery is so flawless. And then Kumar Rocker just seems to be an all-around beast. I want to go ahead and show that as I'm talking right now because these guys, honestly, they look like they're going to be superstars at the next level. So keep that in mind if you are a fantasy player. Jack Leiter, the son of Al Leiter, a really good former all-star pitcher, and then Kumar Rocker, you know he's going to be a stud just because his name is Kumar Rocker. All right, everyone, well, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you make of Bryce Harper using a custom bat? Do you think that players should be allowed to use them in the actual big leagues? Also, Kevin Mather had to re-sign, but basically he was going to get fired, so he said, I got this. Let me know your opinions in the comment section down below. And then also, Albert Pujols might be retiring, then again, he might not. If you think that he's good, let me know. If you don't think that he's good, you're wrong. Please don't say anything. But thank you for watching. Catch you guys in the second upload today. Peace out.